Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another 90 Day Fiancé recap video. So today we're going to be talking 90 Day Fiancé Season 9 Episode 16. Here Comes the Pride is what they named the episode. So yeah, this is the second to last episode before the tell-all. Next week will be the season finale, and then we'll have the tell-alls. So I'm excited. Season's finally wrapping up. Can't wait for the tell-alls and stuff. So we're just gonna get right into it. So in this episode, we see two other people get married. Last week we saw Kara and Guillermo get married. They were not on this episode. I think they're done until the tell-all. And so we see two other couples get married in this episode. So we're gonna start with Ari and Benny. Ari and Benny. So they have come a long way. Now, throughout bits and pieces of the season, I was irritated with both of them. But, they fought through everything. From their storyline was just overall amazing. They from being in living in Ethiopia for a while, having a baby in Ethiopia, Benny's proposal at one of his Ethiopian religious events, proposing to Ari, them having the baby, and then him getting his K1 visa, and fighting through all the ups and downs that they had. They finally got married. You had, and then of course you had Benny just party that used to love the party, and then Ari still hanging out with her ex-husband and stuff. Getting through all of that led to this point of them getting married. So this episode, they finally got married. It was like half and half. It was half like a Jewish wedding, half Ethiopian. I don't know, they just did their ceremony was just a little bit different than what I was used to, but regardless, it was still nice. They had Benny's sisters watching. Ari had to change her heart. She didn't want them to even be on Zoom for the wedding because how they threw wine in her face at the beginning of the season, if y'all remember that. But nonetheless, they got married. They seemed happy. All the families were happy. Benny had asked Ari's dad, like, do I have your permission to marry your daughter? He's like, oh, of course. Just treat her right. And that was amazing. So yeah, Ari and Benny finally got married. So check. The next couple who got married was Eve and Muhammad. Now, I'm a little... Now, y'all know how I feel about Muhammad. But I think his mom, when he talked to his mom last week, I think his mom really knocked some sense into his head a little bit. He actually got married at the place that Eve wanted and stuff, and Eve just looked amazing. Her son had a nice little suit on until right before she went down the aisle, and he had a fit and wanted to take it off. But even Muhammad, same thing. They fought through everything. Eve, I give Eve credit. She has a lot of patience. She has a lot of patience. Muhammad, for the first time, this season, where he actually didn't judge, he was a little upset it wasn't a Muslim wedding, but he said he started to realize that, if I don't compromise, I could lose Eve forever. So, even Muhammad, they also had another beautiful ceremony. So I'm glad they got married. But now there was a rumor, and I'm not going to get into rumors on my channel with these couples until they're officially confirmed. But there was a rumor that Muhammad was texting somebody recently, and it got leaked and stuff, about him texting somebody who only wants a green card and stuff. I seen it, but again, I don't want to get into rumors until they're actually true and what's behind it. But there's just rumors that he's just being, acting behind Eve's back like he was doing all season. So wouldn't be surprised if it was true or not, but I'm not going to get into it, confirm or deny it. But yeah, Muhammad, I'm glad he's finally compromising, but at the same time, I'm still not a fan. I'm still not a fan of him. I just think he was just rude to Eve all season, rude to her friends. I know her friends like asked him a lot of inappropriate questions. Big deal, big deal. But I hope they do well, but he's gonna have to really, 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 really like know his role. Know his role. So yeah, that was Eva Muhammad. Next I'm going to talk is Bilal and Shida. So Bilal and Shida, so it starts out, they're seeing, Bilal and his daughter just making a little TikTok video dancing and stuff. Then Shida meets with Bilal's sister, who has like a wedding dress for her. And she brings out a wedding dress, and Shida was not happy about that. She was like, this is atrocious. This is not the one I told you about. And she's like, oh, this has sentimental value to it. And it was like, yeah, I'm not trying to like be rude, but this is not what I sent, and it doesn't look good. So then Bilal's sister goes back and brings out the right dress. And of course, Shida is, oh, this is so beautiful. And Bilal's sister was like, yeah, that other dress was just a prank. And Shida's like, what is with you guys and pranks? With this family and pranks? Because y'all remember at the beginning of the season that, when Bilal pranked Shida with that old house and stuff. So, so yeah, I think that yeah, they do love pranking Shida just to fall in her trap. I mean, I get it. She's been through a lot during these 90 days with that prenup talk and the prank, and now another prank. She's like, stop pranking me with sentimental value things, because I don't want to be rude. I think they're just trying to get her to act to see if she's going to be a gold digger or not. So there was that. Then later, Shida's sisters are actually in town, and they're in town for the wedding. And they met up at like a salon, getting their feet done, having a manicure, pedicure and stuff. And they were just talking about how they said that one of her sisters said that American men are cocky, and that Bilal sometimes is an alpha male type person and everything. And yeah, okay, she thinks that American men are cocky. Okay, that's her opinion. Yeah, yeah. I really didn't know what to really think of that, but they did say that Bilal is like an alpha type male. He knows what he's doing. He wants to be the man, and then the prenup talk or whatever. I thought that conversation was a little bit rude, but okay. That's all I can say about that. So yeah, that was Bilal and Shida. Next up is Jabri and Miona. So Jabri and Miona, they finally moved out of the parents' house. They go into California for their wedding. They rented an Airbnb where they're going to have the ceremony. Jabri's grandmother is going to be the officiant at the wedding. She showed up. She came to talk to Jabri and Miona and stuff. Now, the big question is Jabri's parents going to show up to the wedding? And they're really adamant of not showing up. They're saying they're too busy and stuff. Jabri really wants his parents to have like a change of heart to be at the wedding. And actually, I agree with them. I think that, this is your son's wedding. And like, you only get married once, and maybe they're gonna get married twice. Like, your wedding day is like a special day. You want to see your loved ones there, especially your mom and dad. And, his mom's saying that we're not going to be able to make it. Jabri's just praying that there's a remote chance of them making it. So, I don't know. I would make my son's wedding no matter what, personally. That's just me. So unfortunately, I actually do feel bad for him. I'm glad his grandmother's there for support and stuff, so yeah, that's just basically the big question with Jabri and Miona. So yeah. Next up I want to talk about is Patrick and Thais. So this is a little bit tricky because they're a couple days out before their wedding. Now, a couple weeks ago, Thais talked to her dad, and her dad does not want her marrying Patrick. And she's a big daddy's girl, and she says that her dad's opinion matters more than anything. So Patrick and Thais now go to Miami. They've been all over the place in this 90 days. From Austin to Dallas to Vegas to Massachusetts to to now down to Florida. They've been all over the place, during the 90 days. So Thais says she is a little tired, but they're getting married in Orlando. Um, they Patrick's friends down in Florida rented a yacht where they could have like a little party out on the sea and stuff. It looked pretty fun, but Thais wasn't amused. But she talked to one of Patrick's friends and said, I love Patrick, but I'm not sure if I want to marry him. Like, he's still a little bit controlling. He's still not doing any. He's still not including me in any decisions. And I don't. And you know what? Like all the stuff from what I've seen with Patrick and Thais, I feel like Patrick is telling her about this stuff, and he's taking her to a lot of cool places. It's nothing like dramatic, nothing like crazy. It's like all of these nice places. Like, these are like vacation type places that he's taking her. So I don't think, and she's frustrated about that. And I'm a Thais fan, but I do think she hasn't been that grateful for what she does have and stuff. I understand she wants more say, and I'm with her on that, but it's just coming across that like all the stuff that Patrick has done for her is still not enough. It just seems like. So anyway, later Patrick and Thais go out to dinner, and Thais said, "Look, like, if we get married, your brother John has to move out." And Patrick's like, John's my brother. He's all I got down in Texas. And he can't just move out. It's gonna take a few months. You can't just come in and say, my brother has to move out. And everything. And I agree. And this one, once I agree both sides, I do agree that Patrick and Thais need to be alone, and John is just a hindrance at this point. A lot of people like John, but he does butt in a lot, and he will cause problems. I know that's Patrick's brother. Family comes first to me, and I agree. But now you got a wife. You got a wife, and maybe possibly about to have kids. I think he does need to go. But at the same time, who is Thais to come in and say that he has to move out? Who is she to say that? You don't say that. so yeah, they have to really talk about that. But then later we see them at the end just try to. It's the day before the wedding, and they want to try to talk to Thais' dad one more time to get his blessing. And this time Patrick talks to him, and he was just like, no. Patrick asks him, do I have your blessing to get married? And he's like, no. Why don't you marry someone in your country, and she can marry her in her country? Now, Thais' dad thinks like American men are just after one thing and stuff. Now, I'm starting to see like a little bit of a pattern here. Especially with Shida's sisters, and now Thais' dad. I don't know, and I'm not a person who normally does this, but it's very stereotypical of them to say the things that they've been saying, and I'm thinking they might be a little bit, like, mostly, and I'm referring more to Thais' dad, is stereotypical and maybe a little bit racist, I feel like. So he's not even getting to know Patrick. He's just automatically saying no. And Thais is having doubts to marry them the day before the wedding anyway. I'm not sure if she's gonna be a runaway bride or anything, but looking at the previews for next week, it looks like they are going to the ceremony, but it doesn't look like they're gonna get through the father, and I feel so bad about that. But I hope the father has a change of heart, but yeah, it's a sad situation. It's very sad. And I feel really bad for Patrick and Thais, but if Thais goes against her father and marries Patrick, that would be the first sign, because Patrick's friend said that you can't like live like that the rest of your life, like, because you're not going to be able to make any decisions the rest of your life until, and if you keep worrying about what your dad thinks. I mean, she's 25 years old, she's a grown woman, you know at some point you can't worry about what your parents think. You're not living there no more. You got to do what makes you happy and not what makes your parents happy. So I hope Thais like realizes that one day. So yeah. And the last couple I want to talk about is Emily and Kobe. We only seen them for one scene. They go up to Emily's grandmother's house. All of Emily's family's there. They decided to dress up in like some Cameron outfits to make Kobe feel at home, and he was excited about that. As we all know, Emily's pregnant again. She wants to keep that hidden from the family, and Kobe is just like, we should tell them. I don't want them finding out another way, But Emily's like, I agree, but they're paying for the wedding, and I don't want that to be messed up. And then Emily and Kobe decide to have like a little one-on-one time. Emily's all upset, sitting on the porch. She's like, from wanting to move to Ohio to wanting to go to do the man-woman roles that Temperature was suggesting, I feel like that, she's having doubts the day before the wedding, and that irritated Kobe. Kobe was like, "Why are you marrying me? If you're having doubts to even wedding, I'm done. And he just got up and left. And Emmy was like, I wasn't trying to start a fight. I was just looking for some assurance, but it started a fight, and now we're a day before the wedding, and he's irritated. So, I mean, I do think that wasn't the right time for that. Like, they need to have conversations 101 and 101, like, to really figure this out, because they're only a day away. And I don't, it looks like next week they're going to have a wedding as well, but yeah, it's just, they need to figure out something quick. So yeah, guys, that was 90 Day Fiancé, episode 16. Congrats to Eve and Muhammad and Ari and Benny. I'm more happy about Ari and Benny finally getting married. We'll see. Next week is the season finale. We'll see. We are expected to see Bilal and Shida, Jabri Miona, Patrick and Thais, and Emily and Kobe get married in next week's episode. So I'm excited about that. Then we'll see what happens. I wonder if they're going to do... They did this with Jovi and Yara last season after 90 Day. When Yara got pregnant, they had like a baby special for them when they had the baby. So maybe Emily and Kobe, who knows, will get like a baby special like they did for Jovi and Yara last season. So we'll see and why I think that might happen, because when they were at Emily's party the night before the wedding, I saw their napkins that had the wedding date on it, and y'all won't believe that Emily and Kobe's scenes were filmed in late 2020 into early 2021. So they're getting married on February 27th, 2021. And here we're now in like August of 2022, where we're actually about to see it. So that's a long time they're a long time when they were filming, I kind of feel bad because you got to keep quiet for like over a year to basically not say anything, after you're done filming and stuff. So yeah, maybe they'll have a baby special. I hope they do. So, and then they'll see the baby for the tele or something. So, but again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all again soon.